this. All right.
All right. So welcome everyone to our PGCMLS open mic, Fresh Voices with Patrick Washington. And Patrick is going to bring out many people that have been with us and not with us. But he will bring in people. We want to thank Creative Suitland and PGHC for their support. Thank you, and thank you. Next month, we will also have Sister Joy. I know many of y'all have worked with her and know of her and so on and so forth. I guess I'll tell you a little bit about Patrick Washington. Patrick has spent almost 3 decades performing and conducting interactive workshops and spreading love for the spoken, the written, and rhythmic word across the country. Finding his voice alongside luminaries such as Tony Blackman and Jason Riddles. Inspired by innovation, he is known for melding spoken word with dance, storytelling, comedy, and more. His most beloved collaboration by far will always be his 20 year-long partnership as one half of hip-hop spoken word duo Poem Seeds, who were regulars on HBO Deaf Poetry Jam in the early 2000s. In 2009, he was hired by Tavis Smiley to serve as narrator for his National Museum exhibit, America I Am, and he was commissioned to create a poem dedicating the monument to Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, which he performed at its unveiling on the National Mall on October 16, 2011. 6 years ago, Patrick launched his own education company, Dialect of Prince George's, and with it, the county's Youth Poet Laureate program. Recently, he was named Poet Director for hip hop nonprofit Words, Beats, and Life, which holds the Washington, D.C., Arlington, and Montgomery County YPL programs. This current position places him at the helm of all of D.C. DMV's Youth Poet Laureate programs, giving young people everywhere the opportunity to collaborate with the county and city officials and serve as poet ambassadors for their community. So welcome, Patrick Washington. Woo, 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 woo.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for the energy, for the invitation, and for helping us to close out Poetry Month in a positive way. Right? I don't know what you all been doing to celebrate poetry this month, but I've been doing a lot. I'm kind of tired. I need a nap after all this. So I'm gonna start off with a poem because that's what you're supposed to do. I'm a poet. So I'm gonna drop this poem real quick. Reading the bottle in the kitchen, my daughter asks, "Daddy, what's virgin olive oil?" And I responded, "Virgin oil comes from olives that love their father. Oil so perfect, it really shouldn't be touched. Never. Usually held like a lullaby on the top shelf of your cupboard with a magical seal to be enjoyed only through the glow of sunlight and glass. This bottle is to remain tight like the tension of awkward dinners until the perfect occasion. Ask Daddy when it's time. And even then, I'm going to bring you, the bottle, down. Hand it to one born of a constellation that probably doesn't even exist yet. Until then, don't even think about using it. This oil will only adorn the heads of newborns you've never met." I lied and told her its olives can only come from the faraway land of Coradenza. And I totally made up that name, unaware that Cora was the daughter of Zeus and Demeter. Forgetting in Spanish, I'm actually calling her my heart. In Old English, my chorus. And the suffix denza means jazz in Trini, or to dance in Italian. The crater I've now dug is too massive to ever climb out of, so it's holy oil, baby. It's what the archangels use to shine their trumpets. I couldn't even believe what I was saying to her, so I know she didn't. And as I spoke, her face began to blur. So I stopped. And then I told her the truth. Virgin oil was created with all of the love that two people could muster. It's the difference between warmed over echoes or a pot bubbling with laughter. It's only natural that one would notice your shimmer, pull you into them like a song's first breath, not one who forces the top open nor talks the cap into spinning off. It will be one who cares for the ingredients as much as the packaging. There will be a hiding place that only you will create, a secret annex for the two of you. Your temperature will rise, a gentle bomb will go off, and one day, prayerfully, if you bring them to me, I will give them more face time than I was ever afforded in their place. This is no longer a metaphor, and you are no screen for me to replay my past transgressions. I'm gonna be okay. I will. I promise I will. Not my will, but your will be done. Whatever you decide, baby, God will be involved in all you do, because she was there the moment that we met. Baby, your contents are worth each and every one of my remaining breaths, and I know that you, and only you, have the power to anoint. So that is, I'm gonna kick it off. I'm gonna kick it off with that. Again, I'm very happy to be here with y'all. I'm waiting on some more of my folks to come in. But you know, hey, look, it's a beautiful day. As the weather gets nicer and nicer, people are getting back outside. You know how that is. So you know, we have to. We're gonna be competing a little bit, but it's okay. It's okay. We'll make it do what it do. So yes, I am the executive director of Dialect of Prince George's County youth arts organization dedicated to basically the stage arts, spoken word, storytelling, emceeing. That's where I started. I started off as an MC back in the day, and yeah, you know, developing and giving space to youth voices because they don't usually get that. They're usually pushed off to the side, told to be quiet and listen, and so this is always their opportunity to speak their truth in their own time. And yeah, so we've been doing that for the past 6 years. We focus on Prince George's County, and luckily, you know, my work has gotten me noticed outside of the area, so which is how I'm now running the Virginia, Montgomery County, and Washington, D.C. laureate programs. So yeah, and I do have several other poets. I think I do. I have some friends of mine who are in here. I'm not gonna put everybody on blast, but I believe we have last year's Youth Poet Laureate. Is she still here? Her name is Saini Cisse.
Hey, I'm here.
You are there? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hi, Saini. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, look, I'm very happy that you're able to join us. Saini Cisse is, I don't ever say was, because once a laureate, always a laureate. The 2021 Youth Poet Laureate for Prince George's County, and as her work is not just emerging, but it is flourishing as you know, as the years go by. So I'm excited to see that what she comes up with as time goes on. You know, I've been doing this for a minute, so I see these laureates, they come and they go, but there's certain ones that you know that they have a you know, special thing about them. So I'm going to step back for a moment. I'm going to let Saini maybe spit a piece or two, and then I'll come right back. Is that cool, Saini?
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna choose. This poem that I want to share is titled "A Poet's Religion," and it was inspired by one of my favorite poems, Affirmation by Asada Shakur, and it kind of just led me to think about like the things that I believe in, and so it prompted this poem. I believe in hope I believe in crossing my fingers in my grandmother's palms. I'm sure of the sun and its rising, how it's greeted me each day, sometimes as a boulder trying to put an end to all the dark, and some days as a shiny gift. I'm sure of the ground and how still it can hold a trembling ankle. I believe in forgiving and unearthing all the rot out of my insides sometimes. It's for myself. I believe in stillness and softness. I believe in love and all of my efforts to become it. I believe in my pen and my lungs, how it creates a salve to my wounds, giving space to deliver truth, just finding its way around in the world, even if only to say that I am not alone. And the next poem that I want to share is just titled Sometimes. Sometimes I am the levee daring itself not to break. Feet still floating on flood water, I am phantom and conspiracy. Forgotten like the last wind, I am only my searching for the home I found between my skin some days. I only manage to be the life that has happened to me. I watch the present turn to flying colors between my hands. My presence sometimes feels like careful accidents. So on days like today, I only breathe the air in front of me and break bread with blank walls and ask the sky for small favors today. I make communion with the earth below me and feel my small part in it with extra intention. I breathe until my head is clear, until my thoughts wash away, until I remember all the things I forgot to feel. Today, nothing is forgotten. And I remember myself especially, and it feels like coming home.
Ooh, okay. Okay. Saini bringing the fire as always. You know what? It must be the I'm about to tease you, but it must be the new look you got. You just feeling like you feel like you just gonna come here and just light up the microphone and then bounce, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right? I mean, I want to watch everybody else, of course. So that's
Well,
mainly why I'm here.
well, I'm glad you showed up. I'm glad you showed up. You've been really busy working on things since your laureateship. Well, maybe we could talk about some of the things you did during your laureateship and things that you're aiming for now. Like project wise.
Okay, so during my term as youth poet laureate, I got like various opportunities and ways to share my poetry. I've gotten to open for music artists. I've gotten to continually just share the different work that I was working on throughout the year on different virtual and in-person platforms. I've gotten an opportunity to share my work in a lot of different venues. I did an event actually with PGCMLS last year with the children's competition. So many things. I've served on the Kennedy Center Youth Council. I'm still doing that this year. I got to compete with the DMV Slam team. And since like this year's, I guess, stepping down from my youth poet laureate term, I've gotten the opportunity to work as a teaching artist. So I was I helped some students at the DCPS Words on Fire Festival. And since then, I've also been a resident teaching artist at Jacques Kente, which I'm currently doing. So I don't know, it's just been a lot of different things and a lot of opportunities that I've gotten to share my poetry. I'm also currently volunteering at the Three Sisters Garden in Greenbelt, and we have poetry events every month as well. So I don't know, I've just been all over the place.
Yeah, I know. And most notably, I saw you spit. Well, you were commissioned. Let me say this correctly. You were commissioned by PGCMLS to write a poem for the grand opening of the new Hyattsville library, the Hyattsville branch library, and you nailed it. I rarely have I seen anybody destroy a poem in a room like you did. It was great. and the county got a standing up from the county executive and everybody. And they, I think immediately after you did that poem, they were like, yo, we got to put this poem up in the lobby of the library. This is like, they immediately just, so that's a great honor, you know what I mean? To know that, you captured the moment perfectly enough so that they were like, yo, when people walk in for the next decade, they're going to walk in and see your words up on the wall. So that's definitely something to be proud of. I'm really proud of you for that. Yeah. Okay, well, look, go ahead and chill out, relax. I'm gonna see if I can pull somebody else up. Okay. I'll drop another poem, and then I'm probably gonna reach out to my man David. So David, you're on deck. But let me do this poem. It goes, in 5 seconds, the teacher will begin to speak. That's a quote from KRS-One. This is for all of the kids who wither away in classroom boxes and cicada themselves out windows as soon as the teacher begins, leaving empty shells behind. The kids who whine, what's geometry really for? I'm never going to use it. I'm talking about colossal kids who shrink under spotlight because they expect to hear you yell, freeze, stop, don't move. But from us, they hear go. Now's your time. But always loosen up first. Deep breath, everyone. Inhale the up rock, pause to think, exhale the MC stare, and don't blink, don't you ever. Let them tell you that you need laser cartridges or high-priced anythings. All you need is your voice, your hands, comfortable shoes, and the will. But you're still talking about geometry, so let me help you. Are all hip-hop beats quadrilateral? How about trap beats? Depending on the location of the center of rotation, can you tell me the diameter of this cameo record? Is there any symmetry to this picture I'm painting? What is the radius of a 5th grader's windmill? How much area will 3 cans of spray paint cover? The metaphors that I spit are always 3-dimensional because I've been doing this since Converse. See, we are teachers, helping teens to discover their mutant powers since 2002, like how to make canvas chromatically explode, how to freeze entire crowds in awe, or how to reach through milk crate portals, pulling historic singers back to life just to play with the musicians of today. And it won't be easy. Some days the floor will feel indifferent. Trains will break down like cracked albums and friends. Some friends will morph away into shadow, but then what? There's a long, difficult walk back to your seat unless you stand up on your own to show and prove. Let them know who's got the props. Ante up and ace that contest. Grab that diploma. Don't just get a job, create one. That's what we're given. The extra bop in your step as you walk into any cipher, any art gallery, or across any stage to speak with conviction and with rhythm. To capture colors and scenes yet unseen and still hidden, that is our mission because we are teachers. We don't just want you to rock a crowd. We expect you to rock the entire world. So that is the poem, right? Snap, clap, 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 snap, 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 snap. Definitely listen, y'all, as these poets are spitting their poems, let them know in the chat, give them energy, you know what I mean? Throw the emojis, the fire emojis, give them those, I don't know what they call that. That's the perfect hand gesture. Yeah, give them all of that. Let them know that you're feeling the vibe. And also, I don't know if there was a sign-up list, but anybody else who wants to read a poem, put your name in the chat, right? Is that how we're gonna do this? Okay, yeah. Definitely put your name in the chat and just say, hey, Patrick, I'll read, something like that. And then we'll put you on deck. Now I want to introduce one of my former students, kind of aged out, after a certain point, I can't tell you nothing. I got to let you go into the world. So this young man has been doing his thing, and I'm very proud of him and the work he's been doing. So this is David Estes.
Yo.
What's up, fam?
What's up?
Just talked to you a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
What's
All
up?
right.
Yeah, I'm out of here. Go ahead, do your thing.
Oh no, wait one real quick. So, heads or tails, Patrick?
All right, heads or tails, what?
That's going to tell me what I'm gonna do.
Oh,
heads
come on, man. Come on, yo. All right, I thought you were gonna say heads, love Jones, tails, fire and brimstone. But okay. Heads always, man. Heads. Let's do it.
All right. 007. The name's Giant, Book of Giant. You see, Black Boy be a movie scene and loves to play the main character. He loves to be the stunt double too. You see, I have auditioned for this part too dangerous to be shown as a PG anything no. Black Boy loves his rated R films, loves the explicit and verbal language. Black Boy loves action scenes so much. He keeps finding himself in a plot with no rising climax, like a shooting or like a final stance, like missing the car and into a van. You see, Black people love the movie Taken so bad. It's just that no one finds them before the autopsy. So the Black movie film loves breaking the mother in her sleep. It gives birth to a Netflix documentary 20 years down the line. No, Black Boy loves a good mystery hunt, finds the joy in his bones to be dissolved and redesigned into entertainment, unveiling them to be a display. Black Boy loves sex scenes so much, it's the only pleasure he finds in this short movie film. Black Boy knows what it's like when the final curtains are rising because he doesn't make it home. Black Boy knows slave getaway run and fails. Black Boy knows comedic relief like Escape and still fails. All Black castings are set up to known failure, but the mother in you always seems so broken, so shattered to no home. But I guess no one talks about Black Girl Magic and how they forge the smile after the typhoon settles, like casting a sequel, the single mother edition. Which is to say, this golden gun definitely shoots twice, and Black Bodies knows the tunnel into the light, gazing into scene.
Yo, book. Yeah, it's been a minute since I heard you spit, man.
Yeah, it's definitely been a while.
Yo, where did you come? Where did you get that from, man? What inspired that piece?
Years ago, me and the old Slam team actually watched one of the James Bond movie when we should have been practicing one day after we watched Finding Dory for whatever reason. And
Surprise there.
And that memory never left my head. And it was when Lexi was going off about Black Lives Matter stuff, and the idea crossed my head then and there for a Black movie film.
Okay, all right. Well, definitely. Yeah, you nailed it. You made your feelings known. I appreciate that. All right, I'm gonna put you backstage, man. Let you go do your hair and then come back. All right.
Peace.
Word. Yo, this is a welcome surprise. Young Ashley, I've been meaning to talk to you.
Hello.
Yes. How are you doing?
I'm good. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I'm currently on my break at work. I work at Trader Joe's, so I really hope you guys can hear me.
All right, so we're about to hear some Trader Joe's poetry, huh? About to get some fresh granola poetry.
Yeah. Yeah, my name is Ashley, or my nickname is Yami. So whatever you guys want to call me,
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to read one of my pieces called Diagnostic Filth. You step inside her mind, and it's like opening an old lunch container you forgot was in your locker. You immediately place the lid back on top, hoping enough pressing tightly sealed the smell of rot, throwing it in your cramped reusable tote bag, knowing that soon it'd resurface again. You get home, take your shoes off, unpack your necessities stuffed at the bottom of the crowded tote bag, and here you are, encountering an old lunch container again. You pinch your nostrils, head over to the sink, and place the old lunch container in need of a clean. You don't have a maid or a nanny or those moms that do all the laundry. The dishes are on you. You clean what you make dirty, scrubbing all the plates, the fine wine glasses, and the silver spoons, allowing the last dish to be the one that kills the monster. You open the bright blue plastic lid, holding in a breath, reaching your lungs to find an escape. The smell clogged, but the scraps of old spaghetti sauce were daunting. The pesky tomato stains would not wash away. Trying all methods, the orange red began to fade. Enough attempts, now an empty, clean container sits in the pantry. New food to take, maybe begin that meal prep plan or bake the cookies for the new freshman, confined in a mind with no authority.
Yo, Ashley, yo, that was a fire first poem out of the box, yo. I love it. I love it. And you yeah, no, you really captured the imagery, man. I love the imagery that you had, like, you know, the bright blue plastic lids, you know, the idea of stains that won't wash away, man. I think we can all, you know, kind of make that connection with however you want. You know what I mean? Either literally or figuratively, you know. Sometimes you get these stains, you just can't, no matter how hard you scrub, you know. So that was an incredible piece. That's an incredible piece. You write like that a lot? What's going on with you? Like you go to Northwestern, yeah?
Yeah. I just moved to Northwestern. I went to private school in Tacoma Park, Maryland. But I live in PG County.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been writing since I was little, but I never really shared my poetry like that until like the pandemic started.
Okay.
I'm part of Grub Street. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar of Grub Street. It's a writing program in the Boston area, but I just am a part of them online. I'm like with them online. And I was also in Emerson's pre-college writing program, which is where I learned to like actually share my poetry work.
That's what's up. Hey, look, you know, like what we do in dialect, we serve as like a network between after school poetry clubs, you know, be it, you know, Oxon Hill or you know, Douglas, Parkdale, different high schools. And my understanding, Northwestern does not have a poetry club, but I'm gonna look at you and say yet, because I'm gonna work with you and we're gonna nail one. We're gonna put one together, okay? Maybe not this year, but I wanna make sure that, because I know there's some poets. That's one of the biggest schools in Prince George's County. So I know there's some poets in there. We're gonna make that happen, okay? Definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you. So we'll get back to you a little bit later. All right, so I'm gonna spit another poem. See what I'm doing? I bring mine in, then I spit a piece, bring some in, bring a piece. We're just gonna like keep juggle, okay? And okay, Kinashe, you can go after me. All right, so you're on deck. This piece is from my other daughter. No. My muscles ache from running behind you for 5 years, and it's not that good jogger burn. I've cradled groceries in one arm and bent down to scoop 50 whiny pounds of meat in the other. Some places on me crack like bubble wrap now because of you. I consider myself only in the bathroom, where I meditate, wipe, wash, and still there you are banging at the door, begging for attention. My love, you motivate and terrorize me. You have the best of me because you've taken the best out of me. Tonight, my dinner was your leftovers. Now you are a battery, a Grammy running from room to room, a lifetime achievement award that keeps telling me the same story over and over again. And here you come, girl, no. Take those pigtails and shove them. Toss those forlorn looks outside. Go crack someone else's glass with that siren. You will not always be this cute. Soon you will lose your incisors, canines, molars. Then you won't be able to eat anyway. It's hard being the baby, I'm sure, but I bet it's harder being your daddy. One day you will read this poem and laugh, but today you can soak the rug with tears for all I care. These cookies are mine. And that's my poem. Yeah. Those of you who are parents, you know what I'm talking about. Those of you not, keep on living. That's all I'm gonna say. So next up, I'm gonna bring up the homie, one of the youth poet ambassadors. Sorry, I muted myself. One of the youth poet ambassadors, representing Prince George's County. Kinashe, where are you?
I am here.
What's up, homie?
I'm good, I'm here.
Yeah. Y'all are busy, man. It's hard to nail y'all down, but I'm glad y'all take the time to, just peek in on the fam. So I'm not gonna hold you up. Let's do it.
Okay. I wrote this poem today, but it's still not finished and it doesn't have a title. The intense whiny scream bursts through and echoes through the bustling chamber. The outcry is continuous, gurgling up into the throat and burns on its way up. The outcry roots itself from a deep yearn, a yearn to live. From the very minute we exit the womb, we cry out, for instinctively we know the pain that awaits us outside the protection of our mothers' bellies. Lest we come out too tame, wanton in our entrance to breathing, we are slapped to be tranquilized into our first lesson to respire, to avoid our feeble lungs from drowning in on itself. Our first lesson is taught through a slap to aid a successful transition into an already painful thing that is life. And throughout life, we are continually slapped to be put in our place. We are slapped with discrimination and oppression, with prejudice and detriment, to tranquilize the raging threat that is our skin color. We are thrust into the intensities of life, and our mothers are forced to insulate their sons and daughters from the cruel ferocity that is this world. Our first lesson taught us to cry out with the air that now fills our lungs and not the amniotic fluid that stifled us in comfort and protection. We are trained to be in pain just as we are taught to cry out against it. However, it is not our mothers who we need to aid our wails, our shush, or night terrors, but it is those who swore to serve and protect. The banging pain and stress of being alive is far too much to bear. Living is hard and so much more for a man like me. Mostly, we try to choke out life, to tame it with temporary bliss, pouring our pain into our culture and our food, into our writing and our poetry, to cry out into another avenue when the ones we were given failed to do so. Yeah.
Yo, wait. Let me jump in. I'm sorry. I mean to just jump. Yo, this stuff is so like. And I want to ask you. I want you to read another one, but I wanted to ask you what I thought about it. Has anybody ever told you that you were a philosopher?
You know what? No, but I'm gonna add that to my roster. Never heard that one before.
Yo, you have this thing, man. Every time I hear you spit a poem, it's very it's like it's weird. It's weird. It's like you're presenting a theory. But you read it like it's gospel. You deliver it like it's the truth already. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, yeah, like I want you to think about this, but I already know though. You know what I mean? So I just got that vibe. I want to say that. All right, I'm shut up. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I haven't been writing a lot, so I'm gonna read something I wrote earlier this week or last week. Into the Looking Glass. Mirror yourself onto me and reflect your wildest insecurities through me, your desperate desires, your deepest fears and wants. I serve as your reflector and guide to show you all the things you wish could disappear. Call out to me to no avail. Throw your worries onto my shoulder and I will dodge every load. My surface reflects beyond any page, wall, or filter. Whether bird carrier or pulpit, my word will reach you. I stare back at you as you do to me, reflecting the impurities within you, every little imperfection and magnifying every large one. I am the reminder to keep trying, to keep attempting perfection, because without it you are nothing. The darkness that flows within you that is no part of me, the stench that oozes from the joints of your bones and leaks onto the church and bedroom floors. You wish to edit what I mirror as if I am not reflecting your most impure reflection. Pure reflection. I can only create an image of you to you of who you are. I can only see you for all the things you are not and all the things you ought to be. Mirror yourself onto me and reflect on your shortcomings, the vain looking glass you stare at. At an angle the light meets, the surface and refracts, bending and breaking into smaller pieces, creating an image of who you are and not who I want you to be. Stainless glass, shiny surface, mirror my dull life. Mirror, mirror on the wall, how many days of fastings until perfection calls. Yeah.
Ah, nice, nice. That sounded that was like music. That was like a song. I felt that one. That was good. Appreciate that. Are you fighting a cold?
Yes, kind of. I don't know where it came from. This morning I just got
All
up.
right, man. Look. I need you Saturday. So I'm gonna need between now and then, yo. You need to take some. I'm gonna tell you what I do. Tell you, get some garlic. Take a clove of garlic, chop it up,
Honey, lime.
and take it to the head with a bunch of orange juice. Yeah, I know that sounds nasty, and it's supposed to be, but I promise you, you will feel so much better after that.
I normally hear of like the garlic and the honey and like a little bit of lime on it. Like,
All right. Look, do that, but yo, definitely lots of fluids and rest, please.
I got you.
Take care of yourself. Self-care, whatever your self-care ritual is. All right. I'll spit another poem, I guess. Yeah. I'll do the good old standby. True story. God came to me, and of all places, Ronald Reagan National Airport, in the form of two angels with white hair, crumpled wings wrapped around withered backs of the metro platform, lost and looking for the gold line back to heaven is what I first thought until we talked. And I'm like, please stop apologizing. I'm here to help. These trains can be confusing, and at one time or another, we've all felt tossed. Baby, that's not it, she said. You just don't know what it's like to be 88 years old. Her husband had turned 89 the day before, and they had caroused the weekend with their oldest daughter, Mona. Now seeing her off at this airport, Mona was 70. And Dad may not make it to 90, not because of old age, but because I see him started what is probably their 5,968th argument. Woman, you're going to make us miss the train moving so slow. But he knows better than to ever leave her. And she knew better. 40 years ago, when after what he did that one time, maybe she should have let him go, but she thought about it, called her mom and all her girlfriends and decided, no. Why am I going to leave you? So you can just run out there and have some more fun? Hell no. I'm going to stay right here and I'm going to keep kicking your behind for the next 40 years. I'm not leaving my warm bed. You move over. You take the pillow. You sleep on the couch. And they fought and they made up eventually. And they stayed in love. You young people today treat marriage like you can just crumple it up and throw it away. But times are different now, and sometimes I feel like we're just two old folks in the way. I was born in 1911, he said. Herbert Hoover Airport was 200 miles away. I had never even seen an aerial plane until I was 30 years old. And now this, I just put my daughter on a rocket ship. This world is moving way too fast for us. And she looked over, I swear, and she said, it's okay, Don, just hold on to me. And that's when it hit me. Standing there watching two old people hanging off of each other, praying that the other one didn't just fade away, crying like a baby at Ronald Reagan National Airport, I realized I wanted that. It's about more than sharing a last name or believing in soulmates, because if I still did that, y'all, I'd have three. This life ain't disposable. I'm living for the love of me. I want to fight like they did and then make up until the walls sweat. I want to drag her around this planet until we run out of map, and I want to cling to her desperately at Ronald Reagan National Airport, telling strangers that the oldest child is 70 years old and the baby's 60. I want to play games like, remember that time rocking on a porch until I can't remember anything anymore. And if the time ever comes around like summer vacation and I lose my faculties, I want to know that my blank stare will be met with one of love, honor, and dedication, like Ruby Dee and Ossie. like my mama and my daddy, like my grandma, my grandfather, and like that couple standing there at the airport, just like Don and Nancy. And that's my poem. Yeah, those some things you just can't make up, you know. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I see all the the emojis coming in the chat. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me see. We've had a nice little roster. We had a nice little round. I tell you what, if I could get, I don't know if it's possible or not, is there anybody else? I want to make sure I give everybody a chance. I see a couple other names in there. Does anybody else want to spit a poem? This is your opportunity. I don't know who Kayana is. I don't know who Amari is or Teresa, but if anybody wants to go, please, please, please let us know in the chat. Otherwise, I want everybody else who's gone already to do one more piece. Can I get that? Can I do that? Can I get more piece for everybody? Can I do it? Can I do that? Can I do it? That would be dope if we could. That would be dope. Who has one? Who has one for me? Yami? Yami might be back at work. How about we do this? I'm just gonna throw it out. If I say, can I give one to Saini, David, and then Kinashe? Can I do that in that order? Is that possible? Is David still here or did he bounce? Okay, looks like David might have bounced. All right, Saini. Yeah, can you give me one more?
Okay. This last poem that I want to share is titled Smiling Coast. I come from loud people who laugh with all their teeth, smiles as bright as the clothes they wear, and I inherit their pride. Everything I know has been passed down through word of mouth, so I try to remember everything I am told as if I will have to repeat it one day. It is in my muscle memory to hold on to everything that survives. Jollof rice comes from Wolof people. I know because my people are Wolof people. I chew the rice between my teeth and swallow my shame along with it. I learn to smile instead. I smile instead of saying when I am uncomfortable. Someone mistakes my kindness for an invitation and attempts to follow me home. I inherit contrast. I inherit my auntie's face with the stars in her smile and the night in her skin. When I get teased for disappearing into the sky, I wish I said I was the sky instead. I wish I told them how sweet it is to be claimed by the cosmos instead. I asked my dad why they call Gambia a third world country and watch his mouth become a portal. I inherit a body that changes colors depending on how the light shifts. I learn a smile can be a bridge, can be a cage, can be just enough to keep too many questions away. I learned that sometimes a smile is a shield. Sometimes a smile makes all the wrong people too comfortable. I hear my aunt getting yelled at from inside the room and walk out with a full smile across her face. To shapeshift hurt until it has somewhere invisible to hide. I think that this is where I learned it. I grow weary of people who don't show their real face. I become anxious about shadows and afraid of my own. So I try to show my hands everywhere that I go, and I think that this is where I learned it.
Ooh, yo, that poem, all right. You find a way to show us the dark side of like some of the most beautiful things, you know. Yeah, I never thought about, you know, the ways a smile could be, you know, smile could be manipulated or perceived, you know, and then you really like you capture like the whole pie instead of not just a slice. Like, oh, you know what I mean? Like a smile can be a slice, but there's a lot more there. And yeah, you really, yeah, as always insightful. And I thank you for coming. You're the best.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. All right, so let me bring back Kinashe because Dave is gone. So yeah, Kinashe, what you got for me?
Okay, I got something real old. Real old. But yeah, okay. It's called Wrapped Trees. A page, a pen, a desk lamp. My fingers curl and tighten, keeping it steady. The light bounces off the translucent sheet and mirrors the tale of two young girls. I had never read about a love like that, and it reminds me of you. I nod off as you fill me in on the details of your week. The corners of your lips slowly curl up into a smile, and it is a tantalizing feat to watch. We pushed our candy wrappers into the foot of the trees, too lazy to climb down from the escape it provided us. Shelter from the ground that wishes to swallow us up. Absolved of all our worries and fears, we stare off into the distance to dream. My thumb rubs the back of your hand and squishes our sweaty palms together to make a soft splat. An intoxicating sound, and I cannot seem to get enough of it. A voice whispers in the breeze, and we draw away from each other. Shame. The thoughts to stop me from falling into temptation. My heart spoke a different tune, and I reached out to you once again. I held out my hand to grasp and only held a memory. I wonder now if you ever existed, if I ever knew you. Oh, how I wish to go back to the sweet days of candy wrappers and sickly sweet laughter, to the melody of dreams and impassioned locked fingers and toes, to the friendship that never truly was. Yeah, that's it.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much, Kinashe. As always, you're dope, but you knew that. All right, is there anybody else that wants to go? Because if not, I'm just gonna do like a big long poem to eat up the rest of the time.
Do a big long poem to eat up the rest of the time.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna do this poem. I wrote this poem for the last year. I was honored with what's called a Founders Award from Prince George's Innovation Fund for 10 years of service to the county, and I wrote this piece. Hopefully it encapsulates everything that I felt about living and working and loving in Prince George's County. So that's why it's so long. So it goes like this. Human beings are made of some of the most wondrous things: trees, curtains, clouds, and a cry. If you believe we came from heaven, then the most miraculous of tragedies is when you first open your eyes. We are but a flicker of stardust, invoked in an enchantment. We are the breath of they who breathe life into us all, producing these roaming earthbound images. Now imagine being all of that and being a Black woman, living on James Farmer Way, scattered and stuck together, reading applications and letters with loving vocals like feathers, dodging Susans, Karens, and Heathers, the brothers who promised them forevers, emotions tougher than leather, and she loves them all still, unmoving, teaching her kids that God gave us a heaven full of stars to look at and to become. Created certain constellations for reasons that only the darker hued of this earth could ever understand. No shade to Cassiopeia, but I took the long way to get here. That's why it took me 10 years. And what a difference a decade makes, from what was to what is, the frayed tapestry of us. A lot of us are made out of fears, and we not only govern ourselves that way, some of us get jobs representing those fears to others, just so we can stand at a podium or on television, and y'all don't want to hear this. But some people are simply running the clock out on you, as if you needed any help, as if they really wanted to help. In the 10 years since I last stood here, my spine has turned into bubble wrap, and some of the greatest men I've ever known have been physically humbled in worse ways, reminding me how I'm required one day to return these well-worn jeans of mine, slightly damaged and highly distressed, back to the owner. But for now, we come here and floating on frankincense and dark crystals, a triumphant chorus of clinking glasses, asking each other, what does love look like when you live in it? I mean, actually climb into a vehicle and drive to it. Fast forward to Prince George's County, a residence of radiance, the systemic equality of plumbing and wiring, a place where you know the first names of all your neighbors and hopefully your household. Neighborhoods that know the connection between reconciliation and reparations. Schools devoid of badges, extending empowerment like 100% Peruvian virgin, funneling our voices together until we expand the rights of others, stacking prosperity like draw two cards, increasing access to the broad band of support, eliminating barrias, a place where our children treat writers and thought leaders like rock stars, like, oh my God, have you read the new Jason Reynolds? Or baby girl, you got to cop that new Miko Reed. I've heard this described as radical love. But true love should never be that. Sometimes love can be as simple as a trash can on every corner. Call me lost. I'll take the wilderness of an Ankh orchestra, the incantation that comes from asking those hard to reach questions. No matter how uncomfortable, the firefight of opposing ideas is necessary. Ask the hard questions. Say the hard things. Here are a couple of hard statements. Food deserts are also medicine deserts. The STEM pipeline is inherently racist, and being a survivor of something is not the same as fulfilling your destiny. I believe across most of this country, most of our people are surviving, but in this county, we have a destiny to thrive. Subtracted and divided, we carry the remainders because this struggle didn't change us, it sustained us. Once, a white neighbor of mine sprouted 8 legs and scurried off to Calvert County. I never needed to ask them why. Another time, a brother of mine packed up his family and answered the call of opportunity in the Lone Star State. 1 year later, he was back for the same reason that she ran away. Said that he needed to break his children's programming by showing them the effervescent glow of bronze skin wrapped in white lab coats, bookending ethnic sounding names with letters like PhD or LLC. Those things confuse the demographics in Texas. Who told you that white suns were warmer? Because anyone who knows calluses from Congo should know that we take care of ours here. And if you come out of Marlboro Room D165 in tears, the courtroom oracles will find you. When cruelty and selfishness reigns elsewhere, kindness and selflessness will be the war cry here. True revolution is thriving in a system designed to kill you. I'm gonna stop right there. That is one of my poems. I have several odes to Prince George's County, and yeah. I raised my family here and I love this place and I'm gonna fight for it. So that's my shout out. I'm gonna give it back to y'all. If y'all got anything to say to me, I'm ready for you, Kanisha. And
Hey, I'm Carrion, and I just want to say that you did an awesome job. Woo, 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 woo. Wah, 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 wah. So I definitely want to give you a shout out for everything that you gave us, and you left on the mic and you dropped the mic, everything, you finished it for us tonight. I want to remind everyone, we are recording this tonight. We're going to send it out, but thank you so much for attending. Thank everybody for your participation in it. PGCMLS.info for all your events and everything. So please tune in and stay with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us. Shout out to everybody.
Yeah, thank you. It's nice to meet you, Patrick. My camera's off because I'm actually just clocking out of work myself, like getting out the building. But no, it's definitely nice to meet you. You have some talented students, and I am looking forward to this big thing happening in July at Arts the Nation. I cannot wait. It's gonna be fire.
Oh, yes. Give me that date and we'll be there, definitely.
And I know you said block out July 15th because you have something going on that day, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so me and you are going to talk real soon, but I am excited. Y'all are very talented. Each one of y'all took me on a journey that I'll never forget. So thank y'all again for that.
Thank you. Happy Poetry Month to everybody.
Of course, same to you.
Yes.
All right, Carrion.
All right, you can stop the recording.
All right, will do.